I'm calling a main method. In the main method, I'm passing this integer data to here. And I'm calling get filtered list. Sorry, not this. I'm creating a list here. I'm creating a list with I'm creating a list with these numbers 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 19, 12, 23. This is the list. A list is created, right? A list is created. 23, 24, 24, 31. Oh, 31. Okay, this is the list. Now, what we are doing now? This is the data list. We are passing this data list to here and calling this method. This method is called. And here, what we are doing now? We are creating one more filtered list. So we are creating one more filtered list. And what we are doing, we are looping over this, or we are looping over this list. This is data list. So this is data. And this is filtered list, right? This is filtered list. We are looping over the data. What we are checking, if I mod 2, first we are checking 2. 2 mod 2 is 0. Yes, it is an even number, right? So let us add 2 here. Let us add 2. Next, 1 mod 2 is 0. No, right? No. So that's why this condition will be false. And so this will not go to this condition. Fine. Next, 19 mod 2 equal to 0. No, this condition is false. 12 mod 2 is 0. Yes. 12 mod 2 is 0. Next, 23. 23 mod 2 is 0. No, false. 24 mod 2 is 0. Yes, true. So 24. 31 mod 2 is 0. No, false. So what are the even numbers now? 2, 12, 24. And we are returning that filtered list here. Now, when I say filtered list dot size, how many elements are there in the filtered list? 3 elements. So this is the output. Only the even numbers we are filtering. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So when I run this program, size is 3. Now, how to write the unit test, Marketo test, without calling this actual method? Okay, so what I'll do, system.out.println in get filtered list. Now let me write the unit test case here. New class processor.th test. Okay. List processor test. Okay. So what I will do is here, I will write the same way here, how I have done. So what I'll do, at the rate test, public void test even number filtered list. Even number filtered list. Okay. So then what I'll do? Here I'll say mockito dot mock of. I'll say list processor dot class. Mockito dot mock of list processor dot. It will create a mock object, right? See, when I create a new, so this is the mock object, not the real object. Creating mock object list processor, right? Creating mock object list processor. Okay. Now, what we have to do now? Define the input. So let me deal with the input. I'll deal some numbers, some test data. This is your test data, okay? This is your test data. I'll define input like integer. So data is equal to arrays dot as list of some data 56, 19, 23, 45, 61, 74, 36, like this. Okay. Okay, this is the test data. Now, without calling the actual method, we have to create the behavior. Now we have to create the behavior as if it is working like original method. And how we will create that? We can create like this. So we have this list, right? Now, when we say list of integer filtered list, okay, list of integer filtered list. Okay. I mean, first, let me do like this. We have to first create expected result. Define expected result. See, a requirement is given for you. This is the data. I want to get the even numbers. How do you do? You can do, right? List filtered list. I can only define the even. I can only get the even numbers. 56 is there. 74 will remove all this. From this list, I can only get the even numbers, which are divided by 2. This is the expected result. Right? So this is the expected result. 56, 74, 36. This is the expected result. Right? This is my expected result. Because I know if I divide by 2, I'll get this. Now define the behavior. That is mock behavior. When you define the mock behavior, how you will do? So let me do like this. List integer, or let me do like this. Result is equal to. 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 define mock behavior, result is equal to, I'll create like this, new array list, integer. I'll create the behavior as if, okay, as if this is calling. And what I'll do is, I'll create the mock behavior. Now what I'll do is, this is my input test data. On the test data, I'll say for integer I data, okay, if I mod 2, if I mod 2 equal to 0, okay, result dot or mock result dot add of I. I'll define like this. Now, once I have this, I can now define the behavior now. When list processor dot get filtered list of, I pass the data. I pass this input data. Then I'll say dot then. Okay. Dot then return of mock result dot then mock result. This is how I'm defining. So I'm creating the behavior. Now, what do you mean by this is, when, just think in an English word, when get filtered list method is called from mock object, from list processor mock object, sorry, mock object, then return the mock result. And this mock result is as if you are creating a real behavior. You are creating a mock result. Okay. Now what we'll do? We will call the, I mean, we are defining the behavior. Now we will call the mock object method. How do we call now? We call like this. Okay. Dot get data. And here I'll say list of integer actual output, or actual, this is your expected filter list, and this is your actual filtered list. Okay. Now what I'll say, asset equals. So I have to compare now these two lists. So how I can compare? So asset equals, first I'll compare size, expected filter list. Okay. Dot size, comma, actual filter list dot size. First I'll compare this. Okay. Then so here I'm writing the filter list size. Okay, let me run this test case. So test case is passed. See what I'm doing here, it's very simple. I'm using mock-it-up. Mock-it-up means not the original object, the fake object. Fake object means I'm creating a fake object like this. Next, I have to define input data, test data, and define expected result. I know if I pass this list, what is my expected result? I'll expect only the even numbers. Just by mathematical calculation, I can tell 56, 74, 36. Okay. Now let me define the mock behavior. What do you mean by mock behavior? We are simulating the method, the original method, how it is doing. The main objective is from mock-ito, you should not call the control should not go to this method. Okay. So for that, we are simulating the behavior. And here we are defining the behavior. Like when get filters method is called from list processor mock object, then return mock result. So this is the behavior we are calling. Now I'll call the mock object to get the result. When I call this mock object, now it will not go to this method. It will not go to this method. It will actually call this behavior. It will call this behavior, and the output of this will be the result of this return. Whatever you are returning from this. So that will be your output actually. Okay. So what we are doing here, see, our objective is now we are creating a mock object. So we are creating a mock object. Okay. Now we are defining a test data, input test data. We are defining a expected result. So what is expected result? From this list, how many even numbers I can get? These 2, 3. Okay. Now I have to define the mock behavior. So what is my mock behavior? This is your mock behavior. That is, this will behave like original method logic. So we can, so this will behave like original method logic. Okay. So what we do, this will behave, yes, same logic we can replicate here. Okay, same. This is simple logic, but I'll tell you complex logic also. But for complex logic, we don't need to replicate. I'll tell you how. Okay. So this will behave like original method logic. Okay. Now, so what will happen is now when, and then I'm writing this, I'm defining the behavior. Here I'm declaring the behavior. Okay. So what is the behavior declaration? You just read this English statement. When get filter list method is called on the list processor, you are returning the mock result. And what is your mock result? This result. So that is what you are defining. Okay, that is what you are defining. Now, what we are doing now, when we call, this is your mock object, right? You are not real object. This is your mock object. This is your mock object. So when you call method on mock object, it will not go to your original class. It will not go to this class. It will not go. That's why you are not able to see this print statement. You see, your print statement is not printed here. Okay. So what will happen is now. So whenever you call method on the mock object, so this mock object is nothing but this behavior. Internally, this will call this, and the result of this will be the one which you are returning here. So remember that whenever you are calling a method on the mock object, that will call this behavior internal. Because you declared the behavior. What is the behavior? When you call a method on the mock object, when means when you call, then return this. That's the same thing it is happening here. So when you call, this is the behavior declaration, and this is the actual execution. This is the actual execution. This is the actual execution. So when you execute when you execute this method on the mock object, get the result. What is the result? Whatever you declared here, this mock result will be returned here. So that is what you have to think logically. Okay, you have to have practice to do this. Okay, see, think like this. This is a declaration and this is the execution. So you declare like this, like whenever a method on the mock object is called, you return this. That's what you declare. Now you'll do that execution. Now you are calling that method on the mock object. So that will return this one. Whatever you declared here, that will return here. Now, what is your mock result? Your mock, what is your actual filter result? That will be the mock result value. And what is your mock result? So you are filtering here, right? It will be three elements. You're taking from this data list and you're filtering that, and that will be your actual filter result. And what you expected, this one you defined based on your understanding. This one based on the understanding of requirement, you declared this, not on the logic. Based on an understanding on the requirement, you define this. You define this, and not on the method logic. Based on understanding of the requirement, you define this, and not on the method logic. Okay. So that is your expected result always will be based on the requirement. This always will be based on the requirement only, not on the logic. But your actual result will be on the logic. If it is a mock, you have to define that mock logic. If it is an actual, you have to call the actual object. In that way, you have to think actually. Okay? You have to think in that way. Okay? So in that way, you have to think. So what you have to think is, see, you have to think in this way. So in the unit test case, you write actually, the expected result should be defined based on the requirement, based on the understanding of your requirement. Of requirement. Actual result should be defined based on method logic execution. Okay. Now, actual result should be based on method logic execution. Okay. Now you see. Now, if and from where this method is called, either called from original object, from real or original object, or called from mock or fake object. Called from real or original object, or called from mock or fake object. Now what you do now? Called from real or original object, or called from mock or fake object. Okay. So when you call from real or original object, the actual method logic gets executed. The actual method logic gets executed. Okay, the actual method logic gets executed. When you call from mock or fake object, you will define the behavior. You will define the behavior. And the result of behavior, is returned to the actual output. Or actual result. Okay. And here the result will be the actual result returned from the original method or from the real method. Okay. Now, in the third step, what you do? Compare the expected and actual output. And then we can validate, and then we can test whether logic is correct or not, matching to the requirement. So this is how if you can understand this, if you can understand these steps, then you can solve any unit testing. Okay. So expected result always should be based on defined understanding of the requirement actually. And actual result should be defined based on method logic execution. And method logic execution can be called from real or original object or called from mock or fable. This is, we use mockito here. This is JUnit plus mockito. And this is only JUnit, right? Which we've seen the earlier example. This is only JUnit. Now, this will call the real object and the result will be the real object method execution. And this will be, you'll define the behavior and the result of behavior is returned to the actual or output. Actual output or actual result. Now what you do, you compare the expected and actual result, and then we can test whether the logic is correct or not, matching to the requirement. So this is how this, if you can actually understand this, you can write any unit test case. So if you compare this actual, then you can match whether your expected result is based on your understanding of the requirement, your requirement is matching with the logic or not, you can test in this third point. Any doubts till now? So why we are taking get filtered from another class? Which class you are telling? This class? This is not another class. We are testing this class only in this class. This is the test class for this class. This is the test class for this class. See, this is the test class for this class. See, if you know this, you can actually, this test case, you are writing a separate class. See, and whatever you are telling this another class, I don't know what is your doubt actually. I did not understand. Another class means, see, this is the class, right? For this only we are writing the test case. For this only we are writing the test case in a separate class. See, always test classes should be there in the separate class. Okay. Hope these steps are clear or not for everyone. Just let me know. This logic, this whatever you're trying to do, this part, is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone? Right? . Now, yeah, it may happen that expected may greatly vary from the output is going to produce. That means your logic is not correct. Your expected should be based on the requirement actually. Based on the requirement, your expected should be. If your expected result is not matching with the actual results, your method logic is not correct. Okay, now let us see one more example. Okay, I'll tell you this. Which code you are telling? This is the code, right? Which code you are asking? This is the code. Now let us see one more example. Like Mockito helps this way when actual method or code is not developed itself. Yeah. See, now assume that this code doesn't exist. This is not yet developed. This is not yet developed. Okay. I'm just returning, just to satisfy the compiler. I am just returning new array list. Just to satisfy the compiler. I am just returning this list. Okay, this logic is not yet developed. But still, in Mockito, I can test it because I defined the behavior here. I can test it. Run as JUnit test. See, it is working. This green color report. Because I defined the behavior. And whenever you call this is a fake mock object, it will call this behavior and it will get that result. And what is that result? This result. So though the original method logic is not yet implemented, I'm going to implement soon. But first I want to test the requirement, whether my requirement is working as per my logic or not. If this is working, then go and implement this logic here. So I can actually, without actually the original method, I can still test the Mockito. I can still test the Mockito. I mean, using Mockito. Okay. Any doubts till now? No, right? Clear, right? See, the thing is, your mocked behavior should be same as your logic development. Your mocked behavior should not be deviated from what is your mock behavior means you are simulating the real environment. So if your mocked behavior should be same as your real method logic. Here you are comparing the requirement and the logic. Either it is a mocked behavior or a real logic. See, the intention is you are comparing either the mocked behavior. See, that the intention is to compare the requirement with the logic. Either that logic can be your real logic or mocked behavior logic. And your mocked behavior logic should always be same as your real logic. You cannot deviate this. You cannot create a mocked behavior that is different from the actual logic. Then that means your mocking itself is wrong actually. So you have to create a mock behavior in such a way it should be same as your real behavior. And then you have to compare the requirement with the logic. It is not the comparison between these two. These two should be same actually. Whatever your actual logic is there, you should have the same mocking logic. But you should compare this expected result and the actual result that is coming from either of these two. That means your expected result is based on the requirement and your actual result is based on either of these two. So that you have to compare. So you cannot deviate the Mockito logic with the actual logic. If you're deviating this logic means your mocking itself is wrong actually. You have to have the same method actual logic as of your mocking logic. And you might ask why we are doing mocking logic? Because my intention is, suppose if this actual logic doesn't exist, still this is under development. Okay, I can write the mocking logic and test it. That is one advantage. Another advantage is I don't want to pass the test data to the actual logic so that the actual logic, say if it is having some DB insertions or database insertions, those should not get impacted. So that is the two reasons I'm going for mock logic, which I told you in the first session, in the Mockito. What is the advantage of Mockito? If the actual logic is not yet implemented, it is not yet developed, I can create the mock behavior and compare the requirement expected result and the mock behavior result in the third point actually. That is a one advantage. Another advantage is I don't want to, though even the actual method is developed, I don't want to call this method by passing the test data. Suppose in case if this method is inserting some data to the database and all that I don't want to do that. I want to avoid that actually. So that is the reason I'm going for this Mockito. Okay, the reason why I'm going for Mockito is, if the original method is not yet developed, still not developed, but I want to compare the expected result based on the requirement and my logic which I'm going to develop, but still not yet developed in the actual method. Then I will write a mock behavior. And test that. You can think like this. You are going to an actual interview. Before going to the actual interview, you will attend a mock interview. Okay, you are going to write an actual exam. Before that, you are going to write a mock exam and see how good you are in writing the exam. And then you will go to the actual exam. The same here also. Suppose if the actual logic is not yet implemented, you will define the behavior of mock thing and see how it is working with your requirement result. That is expected result. That is one advantage. Second advantage is you have the actual method logic, but this logic is inserting some data to database or something, which I told you. Okay, I don't want to insert the test data into this method by calling the actual method. In that way, if I call the mock method, that will not call this real method. You can avoid database insertions and all that. So those are the advantages of Mockito. All right then. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, I think a few people did not join actually. I think today they are thinking that today Saturday there is no class, but Monday we will join. Okay. So one more thing I'll tell you is I have my YouTube channel long back, created 5 to 6 years back. It is not actually on the course, but some important tips or some important knowledge material. But from 4 to 5 years, I'm not sharing any videos, but I'm planning to put some regular videos. You can watch that YouTube channel. Like I'll be sharing some important tips, not the actual courses, but important tips and all that. Okay, actual courses you'll go through from this here from the institute, but only some important tips and all that. like your interview tips and all that, those things. Okay, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? So I'll just share my link. Just 1 minute. So I'm just so I'll give my YouTube channel link. Just subscribe to this. I'm planning to put regular videos. Okay, just subscribe to this. Okay, I'll share some important tips and something. Might be you'll be getting regular videos from now. Okay, from 4 to 5 years, I was not concentrating on this actually. Okay, so just subscribe to this so that you'll get some kind of okay, thank you all. I think some people are subscribing. Thank you. Yeah, thank you all. Okay, I'm sharing the notes. See, admin number, I don't know. You see, you can call Naresh IT Institute. 1 minute. So Naresh IT. I don't know admin number. What you can do is okay. I will ask actually. I'll only talk with admin. I will only talk with admin to see if you can get videos or not. Okay, I'm not sure because in the first batch, I remember DevSecOps first batch, they did not share the recorded videos because they told it's a NASCOM batch. For NASCOM batch, they are not sharing the recorded videos. That's what from the first batch I know. But now I'll check for second batch. I'll see. Okay, if you remember these points, right? This box, you can write any unit test case. That is for sure. And remember, if you are doing mock behavior, it should be same as your actual methodology, how you are planning. You have to compare finally your requirement expected result and your actual result. That is your objective. If you can know this tip, you can write any test case. Mock behavior should not get deviated from actual behavior. Mockito is useful in two ways. Mockito, I will write here. Or here I can write. Mock methods, mock methods. Mocking is used. Mocking is used in case if actual method is not being developed, then we can create mock behavior and test it. Behavior and test with the expected result. This is one advantage. Another advantage is even if actual method is developed, we should avoid calling this as actual method might have DB insertions, might have DB insertions. for test data, which is not recommended. Okay. So these are the two important points. Okay. Just remember this. No, no, even mocked behavior will be used even after logic has been developed also. Because once logic has been developed, you have to avoid calling the actual logic. At the time, you will be calling only the mocked behavior. All right. Tomorrow Monday we'll see some one more example on Mockito, and after that we'll go to other tools actually. All right then. All right then. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, Monday we'll see some more examples. Okay. Hello. Google Classroom links, right? 1 minute. Huh? 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm sending to everyone. Okay, you can just subscribe to this also once. I will share some important videos. You just subscribe to this, everyone. Only online class. Yes. I sent my link also. So you can subscribe to this link also. Okay. YouTube link. So this is the program. You can take this. All right then. You claim that you have all the skills to get. All right then. Permanent link. What is a permanent link? I did not understand. Which permanent link? Permanent link class, you don't have that. I think they'll be sending, admin will be sending the email to you, all of you. Admin will be sending the link for all of you. Okay then. All right then. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Okay. Thank you everyone. Okay. Happy weekend. Take care. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Going forward, you'll get very interesting tools also. Okay. I'll explain in detail. Okay. That's why I'm going a bit slow so that everyone should get comfortable. That's why I'm going very bit slow, taking one program only per class. Yeah, initial classes, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll ask that if you'll get recorded videos or not. Okay, I'll check them. Check with the admin. Okay, then. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Okay, thank you all. Yeah, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Okay, I'll share you some tips also. Okay. I'm planning to make that a bit active. Okay, share that. Okay. Thank you all. See you on Monday. Okay, thank you.